All right, everyone. Hey, welcome back. It's the start of day 3. This video is going to cover day 3, 4, and a little bit of day 5. We're just finishing up the most of our demo upstairs, the trim, the closet doors, little incidentals here. This is the pocket door in the master bath. It was actually a big pain, and we ended up not removing it, and I cut it in place and then added some trim a little bit later. I've already filmed that part. Just removing the carpet stairs and everything else as we go. You won't really see in the video, but there's all the demo going on downstairs right now too, and so people are going in and out downstairs. I'm finishing up the carpet, and then Briggs will be upstairs to take out the rest of the staples. And after all this, we're pretty much done and ready to go and kind of take a look at everything. You'll see the wall right as you go up the stairs is still there. I'm just waiting on the plumbers here for the next couple days to show up and kind of give me some guidance on what the best plan is to remove that and where we want to go with the pipe. But the electrical and everything, as you're going to see coming up, is all out of that wall. We've moved it into the hallway, and we've gotten the can lights installed here at the end of this video. So far, all things considered, just from past experiences, this has actually gone really quick. I think as we've done more of these, we've gotten a better plan and kind of learned to do all the demo we can up front, because you have to stop and put all your tools away and do any demo halfway through the project. It's a really time killer. So the big thing is do the demo early on, and if you can, just demo it. And if you're going to save it, obviously, or if you're kind of on the fence, yeah, great. Don't demo it till later. But anything big, and as you've done a few of these, you realize you got to take all the carpets out all at once, all the staples out all at once, because when you go to install those floors and you have a few staples left, it's just a pain. You're going to have to stop everything you're doing, pull a couple staples, stop everything you're doing, pull a couple staples. Just go through, get it all done at once, and just make it happen. And then as you see here, like Briggs is just removing all the rest of the carpet staples. They're terrible. Okay, so getting started the next day here, my uncle showed up and he helped me out. We're just remarking all the spots that, if you remember on video 1, I believe, Jen and I went through and marked out what cans we wanted. So our general plan here is to put 4 can lights a couple feet away from the corners of the walls to make a square in the room. And then we're going to mark off the center, and we'll put the can lights in first, and we'll see, hey, is this enough light? And if it is, great, we'll move on. If not, we will put a middle light in, but I do want to put that on a separate switch. So we'll have to make some considerations, because there's just a double gang plate at the top of the stairs right now. And one of those is for the stairs, and the other one was the switched outlet in the living room, which we're going to switch to be these can lights here. So the goal here is to get the 4 can lights in the living room first, and then in the kitchen, we're actually going to put 6 can lights, because what I've learned in the kitchen is more is actually better, to add a couple extras. So even though the huge living room has 4, you can always add a lamp, you can always add something, but in the kitchen, it really sucks when you're preparing your food and you have shadows all around. So the big goal is to remove all shadows. So as you can see, we're going to zoom in here in a little bit on the kitchen area, and we are going to put 6 can lights in, and we're going to put all 6 on one switch. So again, we used to have 3 light switches for the kitchen to do 3 lights. Now we're going to have 2 light switches. One of them is going to do the 6 cans. So as you go up the stairs, just to the right around the corner there on the wall, there's going to be a light switch, and that's going to do the 6 cans, because again, the kitchen isn't very large, so a 3-way switch, one on the other side of the kitchen, isn't necessary. And then the second switch is going to be your typical switch over by the garbage disposal to the right of the sink, and it's going to operate the light above the sink. So good when you're doing dishes, good just for extra light in the kitchen, and of course people like to leave those on at night. So in this video, every time I disappear, I'm going up into the attic, and then my uncle's feeding me the wires, and we're going from there. And also from the comments on the last videos, for people that say when I scrape ceilings or did other stuff, oh, hey, he doesn't wear a mask. I just want to point out I do wear a mask sometimes with a respirator, and there it is. I will say I definitely don't wear one as often as I should, and we're going to work on that on the next flip. So be on the lookout for the next one. I'll be wearing a mask constantly, no worries. And I want to make a quick diagram right here. Oh, that's the guy really quick that came for the paint quote for the cabinets, and it was $8,000. So we're either keeping the cabinets or not doing that. So this quick diagram is just showing, hey, we're going to grab power. We're going to drop it into the outlet, into the switch, and then it's going to go up into the attic, and then we're just going to daisy chain it around to these new. So all of them are going to have 2 wires, and the last one's just going to have 1 wire. Super simple to wire up. We got these awesome old work cans that I discovered a couple flips ago. They just wire up in like an IC rated box so they can touch insulation. And then you can get them in perfectly flat, like flush with your ceiling. And I've done those a few times. They look a little I don't know, futuristic kind of fake. So on these, if you look, we did ones that kind of recess in a little bit and they mimic the old school can lights a little better and they have a cool look. So, and then I zoomed in here and we're going to cut out the 6 holes here and measure to evenly space them out. We also kind of took into account like where the kitchen island is. And every time you see my phone come out, I am constantly Googling just like what's common kitchen can light spacing and other things just like that, just to give me a good idea to make sure that we don't mess anything up going on the road. I haven't built 100 homes. We've done, I think this is our 3rd flip during this video. So it's not like we're total pros. So it's just these little things that save you time in the end to spend 2 minutes researching it. And the kitchen cans are going to work the same way as the living room. You just drop a wire in the first one, and then every other one is going to have 2 after that, except for the end, because they're going to get daisy chained together. And really quick too, while I mentioned earlier we do most of the work ourselves, there's a couple things I'm not a big fan of doing, like decks. I think they're so important. They're really hard to do for me, at least. I haven't done very many. So in a second, we're going to have Redland Construction. Luke at Redland Construction stop by, and here's a quick little advert video sponsored by Redland Construction. Nah, just kidding. Those guys are super awesome. In the past, we've had them do all of our exterior deck work. I even had them replace a tricky window once. I mean, we do most of the windows ourselves, but we were towards the end of the project. The window was late to arrive. I just needed to get it done. The house was already in the market. So those guys were the ones to call. So definitely look them up, give them a call. I know they do commercial work also. They just remodeled all the fat cupcake stores. So they are phenomenal, and they're really good to work with. They communicate well, and they show up, which for contractors, that's a big thing. Okay, so right here, this screenshot we're going to stop and pause on. This is the layout, like I was talking about, for the wires. So again, we drop one in the first one, and then you can see the one that has just one wire there in the back corner. That's the one on the end, and you daisy chain them all together. They all got the push to connect connectors on the can lights. So again, they really couldn't be easier to install, in my opinion, and they're pretty affordable. I think if you buy them individually, they're about $20 a piece, but you can buy them in 6 packs, and I want to say they're like $90 or $105, something like that. You get like a free one if you buy 6, essentially. So definitely worth it, and that's my new go-to for all the old work can lights that we put in, because all the old houses seem to have no lighting in like living rooms, dining rooms, family rooms. So we always add at least 4 to 6 cans, it seems like, per house. This one we ended up adding about 14 because we added 4 here, 6 in the kitchen, and then another 4 downstairs. And then here's my dad on the right. He's been here this entire time working on the stairway light. It's a 3-way switch. It's actually a 4-way switch. Sorry, there's a switch at the top, halfway down the stairs when you come in the front entry, and then at the bottom, someone put some funky wiring in. So it felt a little bit above my pay grade. He came by, helped me out for a few hours, which was extremely clutch and super awesome. So we got that all working, new switches in there, and everything's good to go. So here's the lights on in the kitchen, and then in a second we're going to finish this one and wire up and light up the living room. So we are done. Everyone, thanks for watching. And remember, if you wanted to get into house flipping or any home do-it-yourself projects, just remember, it's just work.